Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Ace Wiz. Welcome to the first interview of Real Talk Chicago. I'm here, right here, with J Ivy. Y'all must know, like, Chicago native, but I'm gonna let him explain more of himself. So, why don't you introduce to my viewers out there that don't know J Ivy, all about J Ivy.
J Ivy, poet from Chicago. I've been doing my thing for some years now. Do everything from performances to voiceovers to workshops to photography to writing, books, albums, so forth and so on.
All right. Can you explain to my viewers out there what inspired you to do what you do now?
Man, for me, it started like when I was in high school. My English teacher, she made me do a show. The first time ever on stage, I received a standing ovation. So from that point, I was just really motivated to hit the stage again and just refine this new feeling, you know. So from that point, I did show after show, and I started writing, and you know, the writing progressed and got better, you know, so I just wanted to continue to get better. So I guess the inspiration was really just growth and connecting with people and reaching out and touching as many people as I possibly can, you know. So I found that my words, they're healing to me, and they had a similar effect on other people. So I looked to try and heal as many people as I can, you know. So that's my inspiration.
Alright. As a child growing up, I know you grew up around a lot of music. Hip-hop, R&B,
yes, sir.
Rock, all types of things. Like, what kind of music did you enjoy as a kid?
I mean, I'm a hip-hop baby, you know. I grew up with Big Daddy Kane and Slick Rick and Run DMC and NWA and the Ghetto Boys and Tribe Called Quest. So, I mean, for me, you know, I was, you know, of course, you know, my folks always had the R&B, you know, on the radio, and my pops, he was a DJ. He used to be on WVON back in the mid-'80s, early '80s, and so the basement was full of records. So I mean, you know, of course, he played all the oldies, the dusties, R&B, jazz. But for me, you know, my generation was introduced to hip hop. You know, I was there when it really got its legs and started going, and I mean, that's what I listened to, you know, like that was my biggest influence.
What, like, your family, like growing up when you introduced yourself, like doing the music, the poetry, like how did your family like react to your new path of your career?
I mean, they loved it. My mother especially, you know, she saw that I had a gift and a talent. So even when I didn't know it, she just really encouraged me to, you know, to write more, perform more. You know, every show that I did, she was there. When I hosted my first show, she was there. Even she was on crutches, hobbled down to the club and came down and propped up in the front row, put a leg up and watched me do my thing, you know. So, you know, my mother, my brothers, you know, my cousins, everybody was very, very, very encouraging. You know, they all, you know, pushed and just, you know, kept me motivated to keep going. You know, I didn't really, like, the negativity that I got was from outsiders, you know, from the haters and, you know, people telling you can't do this, can't do that, poetry ain't cool or whatever. But, you know, as far as my family and my friends, you know, I had a lot of people that really just, there was a lot of positive reinforcement, you know, so that's what kept me going.
All right, as you can see, haters back then as well. It just
they
into
don't
different forms.
Hey, you ain't got haters, you're doing something wrong. You know.
Apparently. I should try to write that off in y'all W2s. Yeah. All right, the name J Ivy. I'm pretty sure everybody's probably asking, what is J Ivy? So can you like explain to them, where did you get the name J Ivy?
I mean, it's just an abbreviation of my name. I was named after my father, so my full name is James Ivy Richardson. So when I started performing, my mother, she called me one day when I was at college. I was down at Illinois State, and she was like, I was thinking, she was like, you should use Ivy as your pen name. She was like, all great poets have a pen name. I was like, yeah, all great poets, yeah, I mean, from that point, like, I hated my middle name, I didn't like it. But when she said it, I was like, that's not a bad idea. So I started using my full name, and then shortly after that, I was doing something on GCI, and we only had 60 seconds. They was like, man, we ain't got that much time. You gotta, do your poem, and I gotta introduce you. So can you shorten your name? I was like, well, I gotta keep Ivy. So I started going by James Ivy. So then a little more time went by, and then I was at home rehearsing, and I introduced myself one day, and I slipped up. I was like, come to the stage, make some noise for J. Ivy. I was like, oh, that's dope. So it just, it had a ring to it, so I just ran with it,
You speak of like poets. Like, what is a great poet that inspires you the most?
Oh man, the most. I mean, there are a lot of great poets that inspire me. One of my biggest influences as far as poetry have been The Last Poets and Gil Scott-Heron. Those have been my biggest, like Langston Hughes, people like that. But then, the MCs like Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Common, people like that, lyrical beasts, lyrical geniuses, who have a way of putting words together and have a way of telling stories, a unique way of telling stories. Those are the people that really inspire me.
All right. So anything you have coming out, like a little bit down the line, down the future?
Well, man, like right now I have my album is currently out. My album's called Here I Am, and I'm following up the album with a book called Here I Am, Then and Now. And the book is a conversation for the album. The album's a soundtrack for the book. So I'm gonna be putting that out in April for National Poetry Month. Then I have a few other projects that I'm working on. I got a new album that I'll be coming out with called Life After Life. That'll be probably, if not late this year, early next year, coming out with that. And man, just different projects I've been working on, features and some acting and some photography. So, you got some things coming out, from J.I. Y'all stay in tune.
Alright. Yeah. One last question before we let you go. Like, I know out of all the work that you're doing, music, producing, like trying to keep your career on tap, what do J. Ivy do on his spare time?
Man, hoop, play some cards, dominoes, just chill out, catch a movie. I'm a regular cat. I do, go to get together, just hang out with people, share some laughs, just things that, people do, what I mean? Just regular, I like bike riding, just going for a drive, there ain't nothing else to do. Just go soak up the city,
Alright. There y'all have it. Make sure y'all go get this album out there, Here I Am. Make sure you cop his book, Here I Am, Then and Now. Look for further info on J. Ivy. We'll keep you posted. This Ace Wiz, that's J. Ivy.
Yes, sir. Chi-Town in the building. Isn't it obvious? Let's go.